Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm licking it.
All week long.
Oh, not even the right.
Well,
It's going to be one of those days.
It
ladies and
is.
gentlemen.
It
Mikey's having
really
one of these
is.
days too. And
it really is.
it's off to a great start. Hope your Wednesday is today. Wednesday. Yeah. Wild
Today
Wednesday.
is Wild Wormin Wednesday. So, of course,
Oh.
which, if nothing else goes right today, a stellar Wild Wormin Wednesday coming up.
right.
Very good stuff all throughout that. So be ready at 4:05. Creed, we're in court. And is that, if I'm not mistaken, is that Mr. Yazzie?
Yazzy's up with she, her. I have no idea what's going on here, but I figured we'll start here. We got a protection order case, right?
Yeah. We got a couple that just can't get along. And, we're going to listen to what's going on with them, folks.
Right. Oh, Yazzie just left. He called him out. He ran.
Well, look, I will say this. If you...
Great day. Sorry.
You picked a great day for a lie because, ooh, buddy, we're having a doozy of a day. Hopefully your day, there's no damn way your day is going as bad as ours are. So
I was just telling Mikey, I rage quit earlier listing since about 7:30 this morning because my computer's just in a crawl. Everything that I would do, and then it'd start just moving along just fine. And I'll always check it. I think that this computer's ready too. I'll check it to make sure that it doesn't need updates. I guarantee you, I'm gonna say this at the end. You'll laugh. At the end of today's We Gotta Chase, when I go to shut this down, Mikey, it'll tell me that it needs an update. I know that it will. I could just tell how it's running. Anyway, just one of those days. Good to see everybody. Let's jump in here, see if anything's going on. If not, we'll jump around and see what's up. And like I said, we got a production order case also to see today. So
I guess I'll ask for $250 eventually.
Okay. I'll grant that request.
That was easy. I was watching
Michael O'Donnell.
Cedric earlier and had a dude walked up. He said,
Judge, can we set that over to...
He said, listen, I didn't do the coke that I tested positive for. I didn't do it. My friend who was like got off the wagon and I took it from him and I touched it. And Judge Cedric sits back and he's like, are you sure that's what we're going to go with? Is this the story we're going to go with? Are you sure you don't want to talk to your lawyer? Are you sure? And he's like, yes, Judge Simpson, I promise you that's exactly what happened. I touched it, taking it away from him. And then he starts reading through the list of all the times that he tested dirty in the last 2 months.
I mean, he's got a lot of friends that are addicted to coke.
Cocaine down to the ground. Cocaine.
Finally, the dude said, "Okay, I'll talk to my lawyer." After the lawyer was like, "Yeah, let's go and talk about this." He came back and he said, "Yeah, all right, I ingested it." And I know it was like one of those moments where Judge Cedric just want to be like, "No shit, really."
Had no idea you were actually guilty.
God, it was so good. So funny. Okay, I'm clicking things and I won't do anything.
That he definitely, when he was here, was high both times. When he got released, one of the UAs did come back. We're waiting the results, but instant showed that he used methamphetamine. I just it's fine, I guess, if we set it over. I hope that his mother, who sounded like she had a pretty horrifying morning and escaped in a car and appeared over Zoom, can be heard now, though.
Okay.
His mother had to escape?
I'm not sure what the Miss O'Donnell is wanting to ask the court.
I'm not, here she is. I'm not totally positive I know yesterday she called not only the clerks, but my thing worried about, had some concerns about him and also the bail that she posted.
Thank you, Flusher.
Flusher.
Bad storm coming in.
Okay.
Maybe.
And maybe you can show this to Mr. Ashcraft and Mr. Davies.
I'm clicking comments. Why can't you just sit there?
And I won't make any decisions
admire
until this
Flusher.
afternoon, since Mr. Davies
Stand for a minute.
has asked for that, but since she's here, any objection to just hearing from Ms. O'Donnell while she's here rather than asking her to come back?
Well,
going
I
on
guess,
here?
so Ms. O'Donnell, are you available this afternoon?
I can be. The reason I'm here is to revoke bail. He showed up at my house at 1 o'clock in the morning. I live in a real small place. He slept in my car.
We're about to hear.
He's at my house right now. I had to leave so I could get on Zoom. And I don't know what I'm going to tell him when I get back.
Gary.
Is she hiding in bushes?
I really like to revoke the bail now if possible.
Wow. Actually,
This is
kinda
crazy.
terrifying.
I think it was, did you post $200 cash, Ms. O'Donnell?
Yes.
Yes.
Awfully windy, Flusher. Thank you.
And I'm concerned about him. He needs help.
She needs some too, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think the person that posts it can.
What I would suggest is if she could call my office and talk to Annie, we'll figure out what paperwork we'll process to do. I mean, we all know they can do it.
Is it Aaron the narc's
what the
breathing?
process is.
Okay.
But we can get it.
That's the
make a request,
mom
we
on
can
the
figure it out,
phone?
and we can address it at one.
Oh, I
That
bet
sounds
you're
like a
right.
good
Yeah,
plan.
outside.
All right, Ms.
In
O'Donnell,
the
were you able to hear Mr. Ashcraft? Mr. Ashcraft's the prosecutor. He's
Ashcraft?
asked that you
Mr.
call
Ashcraft,
his office
prosecutor.
and ask to speak to Annie or Ann.
Annie.
Annie, thank you.
Okay.
And our numbers, it's 360.
Axemen.
I'm in my car. I don't have a pen. I'm sorry.
Sorry, my
Put it
fault.
right
I'm
in
too
the
fast.
dirt.
I'm in my
I mean,
car and I don't have a pen. I had to
Okay.
leave the house suddenly.
Okay, if you just look up the Jefferson County Prosecutor's Office in Washington and call the front desk and ask for Annie, we'll figure out how to help you out.
Okay.
She sounds
Thank
great.
All right, thank you.
That was terrifying that this
Thank
lady had
you.
to run from her home at 1 o'clock in the morning, get away from her
Chaston
son.
Leitenberg,
So I guess she comes in, asks Annie, and Annie's like, hell yeah.
Yes.
And he's going to get it done, son.
Oh,
good morning.
Chester.
Good morning.
Lovely.
This is case 2208010.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
We can do it next week.
Yeah.
Or this afternoon, even if you wanted to, I don't.
Who, Toymon, did you?
Hey,
Thank
Chaston,
you.
I've been able to kick your case back and forth with the prosecutor. They just accepted a counteroffer that we made, and that was based upon our conversation. Would you be open to setting this case to next week, and then we can meet in the meantime and go over what that looks like for you?
Sure.
Okay, so Judge, I'm asking for 1 week continuance.
There's currently a trial date set for May 4th. What would you like to do with that date?
I'd just like to keep that as set.
Okay.
Is Chaston like 3.5 foot tall?
I don't know. Is he in a? I thought maybe he was in a giant car because I was
Yeah,
thinking
my-
the same
So
thing. He's
Mr.
like
Leitenberg,
barely
I'll
above
set
the
this over for
windows.
a week, which is April 19th at 8:45, and leave your trial date set for May 4th at 8:30.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Toy Mom,
Thank
appreciate
you,
that.
Toy
Thank
Mom.
you guys for all the
Tiffany
Halloweens
Hurd.
already. I love it.
Tiffany Hurd, this is case 3A00633953 and 3A00-10837.
Hello, Vaughn.
There's no response in the courtroom or over
Welcome.
Zoom.
Welcome.
Well, nobody showed up for this case.
Ruh-roh.
Looks like she's still suspended. I'd ask to strike the panel and leave the date, or notify your appearance to strike the panel.
Man, they spend a lot on advertising.
I
on
will
Facebook.
note the failure to appear. There's a jury trial scheduled for May 4th. 2023. I'll leave that as set, but strike the panel.
All right, we'll give this another minute because we did have quite a banger already. We'll
Yeah,
see
right
if
off
we're
the
just,
bat.
Mark Jacobs.
if we're just setting dates and stuff, we'll move on to the next. But
Oh, is that Mark Jacobs coming up to the
Good
front?
morning, Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah, there he is, boy.
oh gosh,
This is KCR
he must be tired from a
0009203.
long weekend of Civil War reenactments.
And Mr. Range.
Thank you, Judge.
Hi, maybe.
Figure out what I did with
Deborah.
I'm asking for the court to authorize a waiver of speedy trial. Counter offer has been made. I think we're pretty close to a resolution, but Mr. Jacobs has some things to do in the background to make it work. So this is a waiver of speedy trial. I have gone over with my client, resetting the commencement date.
All right, they're just setting dates. So this Timu thing, I watched a lot of videos on it. They're basically just like another Wish. And those prices that you see are legit, like only for the first people or the first time on the app, but you can get some good deals.
Yeah, I saw some. I don't know if that's the exact one you're talking about. There was something that had really good deals on stuff, and I'm like, wow,
yeah,
these can't be real. And then I saw
I'm
a lot
sure
of people.
Yeah, like they'll show you shoes and stuff for $1.50 or 59 cents, things like that. But it's for first time users. But there is a bunch of really cheap Chinese stuff on there. And it's supposed to be a little bit better than Wish. There's a lot of YouTube videos on it though.
Well, looks
and
like
some
they're
very funny ones.
They're setting over the Colonel's case. It seems he's not going to get to see him do battle today.
I think we're just basically setting dates and stuff over here. Let's go ahead and I say we move on to.
Might as well jump.
Great idea.
I understand
royalty
parties don't necessarily agree to the facts of what happened. That's why we're having a hearing. If they agreed about what happened, there would be no need to have a hearing because there would already be an agreement between the parties. With that said, be thoughtful about what questions are worth asking or not worth asking. If the
Judge
two of you
Hippie.
just don't agree about a thing, the question you ask about it, if it has assumptions baked in about your side of the story that you already know she doesn't agree with, might not be a question worth asking so much as you would just testify about that on your own. The other thing for parties to be aware of is the pending charges related to the other
Peach, thank you. He's
person or
just
the
going
other
through some
person's
rules. No
property
big
or
deal. Jordan Peach,
residence.
thank you so much.
Understand testimony given in these matters can be used
Carol, I'm
against
glad
you
you're
in
all
other
right. That's
proceedings and
Carol,
factor
you
that
got to be
decision
careful with
into
that.
whether you choose to testify
pretty
or
awesome
offer
for you, Carol.
Hang in there. Because it sounds like you're having a good time. Wow, look at all those people.
Look at you.
Look at you getting all those names. Getting ready to swear them in. Let's see what they got to say.
Thank you. And you indicated on your petition, which was filed March 1st, that you were currently living on
Good enough.
Washington Road and Stone Mountain, DeKalb County with Mr. Jennings at the time you filed. Is that correct?
Hey, David.
And I see that you have not checked any other boxes on this form. What was the nature of the two of you residing together?
We were boyfriend and girlfriends.
Okay. And approximately, can you estimate from when to when that was true?
How long we've been together?
Yes.
Since 2019 until this year, 2023.
Okay. And for that, how long were you two living together?
2 years.
All right.
Judging books by their covers, kids. She seems like a very meek, quiet lady, and he looks pretty hard right now. He's giving us the mean mug.
He is. He's got quite a shape to his head, by the way. Kind of pointy there at the top.
It is slightly pointy.
Ick, cold, or some would say icy cold. Thank you for the 5-ish or more.
Probably more.
Let's say that.
Thank you. Icy.
And the place that you two resided together, was that a place that the two of you rented or owned?
No, I rented the property.
And then he would stay there with you at times?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in a given month, like let's say February, for example, how much of the month would you say that he would sleep at your residence versus somewhere else?
30 days, probably about 28.
Okay. So almost
28 days a
always,
month.
certainly more often than not.
She can claim him as a dependent.
Now,
is this the same too, or
he kicked the door in and put holes in the drywall?
No, so everybody saying that we have seen these guys before.
Have we? I don't think so. I just recorded it the other day.
Huh.
We've seen this before, is what we're saying. Let's see. Let me look at the chat. Because I think somebody's lying.
Oh no, there's a bunch of people that agree. I remember the couple. I don't remember her though.
I don't either.
Couple with the which you guys are talking about with that. We've seen this case before with these two.
Really? That's a good. I don't know. Maybe.
Right, let's see. Let's see if we see any more.
We weren't here. How were we not here? Other than Leslie says we weren't here.
Wait, what? Oh, is it the one you didn't? You did put up a video without us one day.
Oh,
before we left.
That's probably what this is. But we haven't watched it with you guys. So
okay,
for everyone,
all right, that makes sense.
It was a very small number of people watched it.
That was right before you had left, I think, or the day before you were leaving. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we had.
Yes,
me and the guy up there, I believe his name is Creed, have not watched this.
Okay, all right.
You may have watched it alone.
Figured it out now.
But when we do it together, doesn't it mean so much more?
Right? I'm out of here.
Describe an event from late February that resulted in his arrest.
Oh, I felt crazy.
Do you know, actually, let me ask this before we get into that. Do you know who the owner of the property is?
My property?
Okay, it's like a company.
Oh, yes, it is a company. Mhm.
Okay.
No, I haven't. I haven't watched it, to be honest. I'm excited to see some busted up drywall, though.
That resulted in his arrest.
That's always fun.
He has he had a warrant out for his arrest that I wasn't aware of. When I called the cops, they were able to tell me that it was similar in context to my situation at the time.
Okay, so he was arrested not for things that he did with you or to you, but it was an outstanding warrant when the police responded.
Yes.
Understood. Okay. And so tell me what was going on that led to you calling the police that night.
So it's been an ongoing thing between Joshua and me. Joshua has a thing to put his hands on me when he feels like he can't get his point across, or I'm arguing with him. So that particular day when I called the cop prior to this, they told me that if I don't feel safe to continue to call them because I work from home. He was shouting at me, calling me out my name, telling me what he was not going to tolerate and etc. because I didn't want him to sleep in my room anymore. I was sleeping downstairs on my sofa for a little while, and he was upstairs in my room. And I told him that he needed to just go over to the next room since we're not together. He was not going for that. So that's why I called the police.
All right. I'm going to say something stupid right here. What does it mean when somebody calls you out of your name? Because she just said that. And I've heard that before. I didn't want to sound stupid.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if I've ever called somebody out of their name.
No, I don't know what that means. But the one thing that I noticed is her respectfully calling it her couch.
Well, it's her couch, her house. Let's pop that up if there's audio issues.
Well,
fix
she
that.
gets a little muffled and low. The others seem fine. Just hers.
Yeah. We'll see. Don't call me out my name, though, by the way. And if you're in the chat, read the monetary monorail, please.
Okay. At any point, did he make any verbal threats to harm you?
He has done so prior.
When was the last time you would say
that's what that means?
I can't quite remember right now, but I know prior to me calling the police that particular time when he got locked up, it was 2 Mondays before that. I had called the cops and he told me to put the phone down. He was going to punch me in my face. And my aunt was on the phone.
Ooh. Not the punching.
All right. And has he ever been physically violent with you? Hitting, pushing,
Yes.
kicking, shoving?
Hey, Carp.
Yes, he has.
When was the last time something like that happened?
That particular time, it was last year around September, July sometime. I caught him with a girl. We came back to the house. He was upset. We proceeded to argue. Then I was running back to my car and he grabbed me by my hair and started punching me in my head. And then days later, he told me the reason why he punched me in my head is so that I wouldn't have any evidence.
All right. And have there been any incidents where he has damaged your property or personal belongings or the residence?
Yes. So he had punched a hole in the wall. Prior, I have a couple of holes in my walls from him kicking the wall before punching the wall. I send the pictures to the court.
Creed, I don't know if you heard, but this man has punched holes in the walls at his house. Even kicked a couple. Big fight with the wall.
What a punk indeed. How dare he?
Douche.
All right. We'll see if
guy
those
didn't
have been
headbutt it.
received and processed here in a bit. In the meantime, Mr. Jennings, I've sent you
He
a
can
prompt to
split wood with that
unmute.
head.
Do you have any questions that you
A
think the
noggin on
court
him.
should ask this witness before we continue with the proceeding?
I just had wanted to ask that she said that I was punching and kicking holes in the wall. Those holes that was in the wall was
Thank you,
due to
Julie.
me falling on the steps. Like we got some steps right there, and I
Well,
fell.
I can take that as part of your statement when it's your turn.
Did he just go with a defense of I'm very clumsy going up
did.
steps?
He did.
And that's why I punch holes in the walls because I'm very, I
Yeah.
mean, he must
That's-
have the strength of a god.
That's about as good of an excuse as the dude with the cocaine today with the judge said.
I'm just really clumsy.
Turn to make your statement if you choose to testify. But do you have any questions for her before we get to that?
Okay. As far as the questions, like I rather just tell my side because I don't really know like what to question. But I know for one thing, I was never abusive, and like
Word of the wall.
all of this is for her to try to.
Thank you, Carol.
Carol.
Well, let me see if Madam Clerk has whatever was submitted. Ms. Broom, were you able to receive that?
Yes, Judge, we're ready to see it.
Yes, if you can screen share it.
Dude's drinking out of a hell of a mug. Did you see that?
All right,
that's
and I'll ask
ice
this.
cold.
I didn't look to see how
Got
many
it, Clark.
photographs it was. Have any of these photos been altered or changed in any way, like photoshopped or anything like that?
Okay, now.
Hang on, sir. This is we're back with her now. You'll have.
I have kids, and when they used, sometimes you lock out a kid out of the room. They gotta jimmy the lock. This is like an indoor room. This is even like the front door. He's jimmying doors inside the house.
Yeah, breaking into things inside the house while you're already in it.
Didn't she say she caught him with another woman?
Yes. And then said that he was mad about it.
He got mad. That's a good play. It's a good play.
Have a chance to ask questions or make statements about it as well, but there are things I have to ask her before we're allowed to move through this.
Okay.
So, ma'am, are all these photos that you took?
Yes, sir.
Have any of the photos been altered in any way?
No, sir.
And are they fair and accurate depictions of the contents of the photos?
I mean, they got nice carpet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is this photo a picture of?
That's my room door. He was trying to break in my room after all his stuff was already out. He was trying to get in my room when I left the house. And I have That was the picture that I took that particular day.
So this is an interior door, and that was the door to your bedroom.
Yes, sir.
All right. And
there's no way he got in, right? I mean, that doesn't even look like a very good job of trying to break in. It looks like he's just trying to gnaw his way out of something.
Yeah, man, it's a lot easier when you can just take that butter knife and just.
Yeah,
right
what
in
kind of
from that
doorknobs do they have in their house that he can't just take his long fingernail and turn that little thing?
But did you? I actually had a couple of different friends that all of their doors in their homes locked with keys. Like none of them trusted each other. And it wasn't just one family either.
I always thought when I would date a girl and I'd go to their house and I saw their parents had like a lock on the door, I was like, oh, they got so many dildos in there.
You know, they got something good in there. I don't know.
In that room.
I don't think that's very normal. But I mean, like each kid had their own key to get in their house. And I swear to God, they would lock it as if they're leaving their home. Like every single time, even just to go out to the bathroom or go out to the living room, they would legit lock it. And the one family had keys around there. One of those little things, you know.
It's like a janitor.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that. It's just, to me, that was,
it's a bit much.
Back by it.
Madam Clerk, what's next?
Normal for some people.
Yeah, look.
All right.
Okay,
so
that's
this
got
is the
a
door
lock
that
on
goes
it
with the door frame that we just looked at. Okay.
Look, I'm no handyman, Creed, but that is some of the shittiest spackling I've ever seen.
Thank you, Beth. Yes, please like this video, especially for these giant holes in the walls. I actually think I could do better.
I know I could, and I'm terrible. I mean, it looks like something's trying to escape the wall.
Isn't there some viral video where they show you how to do that with ramen noodles or something?
I saw that. I'm going to try that next time. Maybe that's what this is.
Next time you get mad.
Next time I get clumsy and fall through a hole in the wall.
I think at this point, I'd rather have a hole in the wall than that, to be honest with you.
Looks terrible. Sand that down, somebody.
That's the hallway that he put that hole in the wall.
Okay, how did he do that?
He said that he slipped and fell. We had an argument prior to that. So that was the result of that.
Okay, so you weren't there when you weren't in the room when the hole was made, for example, you were there to see it after.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know if you were in the home when it happened?
Yes.
Okay, did you hear it when it happened?
Yes. I heard a bang, but I didn't know. I said, what was that? And nobody answered. And then the next day when I came downstairs, I saw the hole in the wall and he told me he was going to fix it.
All right.
How can the judge not comment on how bad that is?
I mean, it's awful.
You can move on. All right. And is this an exterior door?
Yes, sir. That's my door to coming into my foyer.
She has a foyer.
Okay. And how was the damage to the frame done?
He was trying to kick the door in because I locked the door. He slept out that night. So I closed the door because I have a 9-year-old. So I have a thing to close my doors all the way. He
slipped out that night. What?
Said she kicked him out or slept out. I think slept outside.
No, she said I locked him out because he slipped out that night.
Oh, slipped out to go see his girl
obviously
girl toy maybe, and then just locked him out basically when he came home.
She found out the door was unlocked. She woke up and went in there and then locked his ass out.
But if he lives there, he can knock down the damn door. No, how does that work? Like if he
lives there, but she owns it, so I don't know if he's allowed to just tear the place up. But that black thing up there at the top, I think it's like a hotel room where you turn the little thing so your door don't open.
Oh yeah. Oh, right here. Up
above
here.
Yeah.
Oh, smart.
Pretty sure that's what that is. But if I was him, I'd say, Your Honor, if you look closely, you can see where I screwed that screw in too tight right there, and it cracked the frame.
Yeah. See, that's why you get a lawyer.
Again, Your Honor, I'm a terrible handyman.
Come to the door fast enough, so he decided to kick it in.
Yeah. Did you see that hole in the wall?
And when this happened, did the door stay on the hinges or did it come off?
The door still, but that's what I have to replace that because now that has a crack in it.
All right. What's next?
Oh, is that one of those Glade plugins? Look at her.
This
She's
one's a
living it
little
up.
bit
She's got a
blurry. What are we
foyer
looking at in this photo?
Yes,
Glade plugin.
it's another hole that he claimed he slipped and fell.
Where's the hole at?
I don't see anything.
There's
I
no
thought it
hole.
was a scuff on the wall.
Yeah, there's a little. Actually, it looks like a burn mark from where like a charger.
Is that Glade thing been on fire? I mean, look right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, look at the browning of it.
What is that all about?
Looks really bad.
Might want to unplug that. It seems like all the juice has gone out of it. If you look down there at the bottom.
Is she an obvious tobacco user? Is that one Jeff Gordon looking guy who walked into my condo that time and said that? Where's the hole though?
I don't know how. I really don't know, but that's a hole that he put into my wall. And again, he apologized and he would fix it.
I don't see anything.
Okay. And we've seen, Madam Clerk, how many more are there? Looks like we're pretty close to the end.
More scuffs down the way.
Yes, we just have one more.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that's
all right. And what about this one?
That's not done by hand.
That's a question for Joshua. He created that hole and I don't know how. That's at the side of was upstairs in that room that he was in, that third room.
Like he threw something.
All right.
Good point, yeah.
What would you estimate the range of time was that?
Again, I would come back with Your Honor. I was simply trying to drive these two nails into the wall with a paint can.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a terrible handyman.
Yep. Can
These
slip
various
right there.
Types of damage were committed.
They were not close. The last big one, that one was the most recent one.
Okay. So are these photos all things that happened?
This is what I would do if I was a judge. I would say, listen, what's his name? Anybody remember? Whatever his name is. Handyman.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor. Go behind you and take off all of the stuff that you have on your walls. And honestly, if it's covering up any holes. And that's how I know.
It's a good chance.
If he goes through and takes down all the pictures and all the wonderful artwork like he has on his shoulder, and there are no holes underneath it.
I'm very surprised there's no holes in doors. People love to punch holes in doors. That's a big one too.
Very valid point.
Within the past 6 months, the past year, the past 2 years.
Past year, I'll say. Past year.
Okay.
Close in proximity, not too far apart.
All right. Very good. So, sir, do you have any? I understand you've got testimony to offer as to how certain things in these pictures happened. Some of those things, it sounds like you already told her at the time. Do you have any questions now that you've had a chance to see those pictures?
Well, I just have to question her and ask her that is it true that hole on the side of the wall didn't happen from me stumbling? And I stumbled because I'm very clumsy and I have like a problem with my balance. So I stumbled and my elbow hit the wall and she was aware of that. And
so let me ask this, because you said you started with "Isn't it true?" which is a very good way from an attorney's skills set up to handle a question. And then you said she's aware. Was she there when, and I'm going to use the term damage. We all agree it's a photo of damage, I think. Was she there when whatever happened?
Matter of fact, she was not even there. She wasn't even there. I was there. It was me and my little brother, and I believe it was probably her son probably was there. But she wasn't there.
She acknowledged for a bit of it that she wasn't there when it happened, and she saw some of the damage she saw later. She said that when she was showing the pictures in the first place. So to summarize her version of it, it was basically, well, that was his story, but it came right after an argument, so I think he did it on purpose, is essentially what that boils down to. So
it's not true. It was an accident by me coming up the stairs. And I stumbled, and my left shoulder bumped into the side of the wall exterior, and it was a complete mistake, a complete and honest mistake. and I even tried to go beyond and fix it. Because
all right, well, let me stop here. Hang on, because we gotta. Ma'am,
That was
did
him
you
that
have any
fixed
other witnesses you intended to call?
My aunt, she didn't want to be involved because she didn't want to be retaliated. That's why I'm not even staying at her house. I can't stay there because she's afraid. She lives by herself.
Okay, so
Judge, I do apologize, but we also have a video.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you can pull that up. And ma'am, when about is this video from?
Kind of.
Right after I got the restraining order, it wasn't served to him yet, but he came to the house prior. And he came like 2 hours before, and he said he needed to come and get some stuff. He hadn't been there, so I bolted my door. He came to the door, I let him in. I told him, I said, it's not even, you don't need to be here. I said, we don't need to be here at the same time. I said, I can let you know when I'm not here and you can come. He was like, I just need to grab some stuff. I said, okay, fine. I let him in the house. He went to his room to get some stuff. He left. He came back with a thing on his head, clutching his gun and a tank top.
So I can watch the video and see that, but what I'm trying to figure out is an approximate date. Was this about a month ago, about a year ago?
It's 2 days after my restraining order. So it was like somewhere around the 8th, 9th.
Ooh, that's
8th or 9th of March.
Of March, 2023.
Okay, and do you know if he had been served at that point?
He wasn't served yet because when he came back to the house,
I was about to say he should have been locked up.
Time around.
Okay, so let's see if Madam Clerk can play that video and screen share it.
Where the hell is he coming from looking like that? He's got some great tats, though. I will give him that. Colty, can you get up here and help me? Hello. He just wants to come inside. Hello, you.
Hi. We'll be right there.
Oh. Huh? A long night of hanging out with a woman.
Why you keep coming in and out?
I just had to come grab some. I forgot something.
Cheeky baby. So far, it just seems like him coming back. Where's all the pew pew talk and stuff like that? It's one of those days, I'm telling you. She did know she didn't have to let him in, right? Hi, Rose.
Hey, you see my video card? What would I be doing with your food stamp card?
I'll let you get like $50, $60.
I don't want nothing. I'm good.
Stop acting like that.
I am fine.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's in his waistband.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, got it.
Bye.
Well, he seemed like he left pretty easily. She locking the 800 locks on the door. What the hell is he doing? He's got a beautiful singing voice. Are we gonna watch this till tomorrow morning? Why are we still watching this? So weird. What a guy.
All right. Sir, did you have any questions about that video?
Yeah, I do have a question. She said that that I went and came and got the gun. I just wanted to ask her, did I do anything threatening to her or pose a threat or in any form or nature or fashion, or was I just strictly there to get my things and leave?
All right. Did he make any threats or do anything that made you concerned for your safety while he was there that time?
No, but the fact that he even came back with a gun, he didn't have the gun the first time he came, Judge. It was a video before that when he first came in. He came with a backpack on his back. He came in a red shirt. He said he needed to get some stuff. I let him in. It was no reason for him to come back having a tank top on with a gun. It was no reason for that. It was me and my son in the house. And the first thing he did that you guys couldn't see was when he went upstairs, he looked in my room, almost like he's looking for something. He was looking in my room, and my mom told me, he said, the reason why he came back with a gun was just in case I had somebody in the house.
Oh.
So he was looking for something.
Not an appropriate response, sir. We're here for
great laugh, by the way. No. Again, she caught him with another woman already.
Yeah.
And he's checking for men folk up in the house.
Very quick. While I was gone, was Shorty? That was Shorty, by the way. We don't see Shorty very often. Walking around a little bit.
There's a lot of cat action.
This is what my screen looked like when I came back. I don't know if you can see. There's some inspect element all the way on the side, and then a bunch of
tons of cat action while you're gone.
I guess so. She wanted to get on. I guess that's fine.
Again, a man that just can't.
For a court proceeding, you can disagree with the testimony all you want, but
why
we're not
not
going to do
own
this
that?
way.
He wants her to cheat too.
Now,
He's out cheating.
when you come here, you're acting as your own attorney.
He's
and
got
so
her muted.
To that extent, I'm going to use the word professional. You're expected to be professional, and that means being an adult about stuff that you already knew you weren't going to agree with.
No, it's Shorty.
So,
Got it.
All right. So with that, I believe the petitioner has rested. Mr. Jennings, you have a choice to present evidence or not present evidence. And in doing so,
Sarge?
Understand that if you take the stand and testify, you will be subject to questioning under oath and required to answer those questions as well. So you can unmute for me, and if you wish to testify, you can raise your right hand and I'll swear you in. Do you swear the statements you make to the court today will be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Now, all right, you've had a chance to hear the evidence in this case. What would you like to tell us today?
Okay, so I would first off would like to say we moved in the house together. We've been staying in the house for 2.5 years or longer. And when I say we moved in together, I mean moved the stuff out the truck, moved in on the same day. Now, when it comes down to
she ever give you the keys
the
to her
arrest situation,
her bedroom?
The arrest situation, it had nothing to do with that, and she was completely aware that it didn't have anything to do with that. And in actuality, she threw a chair at me that day, and the police asked me, did I want to press charges on her for assaulting me? And I said no. But just so happened I had a warrant for something that was pre-existing. That's why I was locked up. So for her to forge that statement and say that I was arrested for assaulting her was completely fabricated, as well as her saying that I was being irrational and putting holes and stuff in the wall, because if I was putting holes and stuff in the wall out of anger, it wouldn't be no big old size holes, and then she would be seeing them because I would be angry with her. So it was just clear mistakes. We've been staying there for 2.5 years. Things happen. I bumped into the wall, and stuff like that. And as far as the front door goes, it wasn't from me kicking the door. It was from, I'm not even sure exactly where that came from, but she should have the video of me kicking that door. And another thing is, this is exactly what it boils down to. Me and her had our differences, right? I agree with that. So she told me that she didn't want to accept my rent money anymore. I said, okay, that's fine. She chose to call the police on me. When the police was called, if I was doing anything threatening, abusive, I would have went to jail that night for that. So I went to jail. Once I went to jail, I came home. About 2 days later, as soon as I came home, I said nothing wrong to her. I laid down. On the point of me laying down, she came. She works downstairs, so I was still laying down on the couch downstairs because she ended up locking the room, which we do share, which we did share together. And that little piece that you seen inside her door, that's from me and her locking ourselves out of the room, having to pry ourselves to get back in the room.
Did you see her face?
Over a period of time. So that's where that stands at. And let me see here.
That's where that stands at, Creed.
And as far as that other video that she just sent in, and with the gun situation, that as you seen in the video, I was threatening in no way, form, sense, or fashion. Knocked on the door, said, "Hey, I'm just here to get something," and came and got what I need to get. And I asked her because she took my food stamp card from me. I said, "Do you have my food stamp card?" She said, "No." And I was like, "Well, I'll give you $50. She said she don't need them. I said, "Okay, bye. I'm leaving." I walked right out of the door, not a one threat, not nothing, because what I had realized is that she was just trying to assassinate my character and try to
assassination attempt, Your Honor,
on me, only for the reason not of her being threatening for her life, but she's trying to force the TPO on me as a matter of avoiding to legally evict me. And I was going through the precautions and doing things the right way by giving things time. That's why I end up going to the house, and I have pictures of this. I tried to go there when she left, so I wouldn't have to see her. So she put this big old cross in the middle of the floor and black magic and all this type of stuff. So, and then salt in front of her door, salt in front of the other door, and the crosses and all of this.
Is the house possessed?
I gotta say, she's either an extremely good actress or he's lying quite a bit, because the way that she is surprised to hear him say what he's saying with her reactions, which she's getting away with, by the way. They seem pretty genuine to me.
Are we just gonna go over the, not even talk about the black magic that we just talked about, and
fake black magic? It was a good one.
Got salt everywhere. There's a pentagram on the floor. It says "Hail Satan" in one corner, and on the other side there's a slaughtered lamb, Your Honor.
Her face when he said that was,
"Oh, black magic's got me under spell." EBT card.
This stuff, and to me, that made me extremely uncomfortable. So I left, and I gathered some of my things, and I left at that point. So that was my clear point for me to just be like, well, maybe she needs some time. So only reason I will return was to gain some of my items. Like I was legally obliged to, being that I was a tenant there for 2 or 3 years. And just because a person is mad at me, that doesn't mean that they can just automatically just say, "Oh yeah, you can't be here anymore," because during that time frame, she has cut off my cell phone, and that has allowed me access to handle my business. I have all my work equipment and stuff there that I could not carry on my back. So she prevented me from doing that. And I've been it really put me in a really bad situation, because all of my eggs were tied up into that home and into her. So during this time frame, it's like I haven't had no assistance. I haven't had anything. It was just basically like she just abused her right, and clearly she just told you that the arrest wasn't true. But if it wasn't true, why would you write it down on federal documentation and try to get it filed as something that was true? And she held her hand to perjury for that. So all I want to do at this point is this. I understand our relationship had its ups and downs, but all I want to do is be allowed the amount of time as a tenant, as a person, as a human being, and to be allowed the amount of time so I can rightfully gain my stuff and get my stuff out of there, and then I will move on, because I'm not being a threat to her as to the point where she has to get a TPO and I have to deal with all of the extra backlash from that, because I'm not doing those things. Because that's if it would have been so in that video, you would have seen me saying, hey, I'm going to do something damaging to you. If you can listen to every word on that video, I was calm and cool and collective. I was just coming to grab my things and leaving, because I knew she didn't want me to be there. Even though I had the right to be there, I just wanted to avoid the confusion. So every time when I got home from jail,
a little late for that,
she would just call the police for no reason, like no argument or anything. She would call the police, and then I'm like, what did I do? And she would have no answer. And she would just be like, oh, I'm just gonna call him. I'm just gonna call him just because I need to call him. So I left again. The third time I came back with my mother just to try to ease the situation, so she wouldn't try to say that I was doing anything wrong or trying to threaten her. And when my mother was there, I was there for one thing. Hey, I'm coming to get a couple of items and I'm gonna leave. I respect your household. I respect that you do have a son here. Like, even though I have a right as a tenant, I respect your wishes. I just want to be treated as fairly as possible, because I felt like that was like extremely unfair when she felt that she couldn't put me out because of the 30-day rule. So she decided to go beyond that and put in a TPO. And a TPO is supposed to be for current information, not information that happened 2-3 years ago that she has no record of, that is plainly she's just making up just to try to pad her situation. And she's just really just trying to make it hard for me as a person.
I mean, we have seen that.
I'm not a messed up person. I'm not a liar. I'm straight up and straight.
He's gonna say enough stuff where he just feels like
I don't try to
win.
You know, if I felt like I was wrong in this situation and I felt like I was really a threat to her, I would man up to the situation and clearly be like, okay,
word salad.
Well, I done what I done, and I would accept my consequences. But I'm not gonna sit there and lay down and let someone make some complete false accusations against me and agree with fabricated information.
He's really going on a great filibuster here, by the way. He's really laying down groundwork for absolutely nothing.
It's doing good.
He's just like nonstop. And to everyone says, hey, haven't we seen this already? It was posted on the channel, but by popular demand, you guys wanted us to watch it. Only 1,500 of you watched it by yourselves. Now 10,000 people can watch it with us. It just makes good business sense.
Also, not saying that it's happening here, but we have seen cases where people have used a protection order
to get somebody out,
to kind of get somebody out like that. The eviction process is absolutely insanely crazy and very, very long.
Yeah,
this is a good way to do it. I'm not saying that she's doing that, but we've seen it before.
His eggs are tied up here.
That is one valid point that he makes, though.
All the eggs.
So what happened to the firearm?
I end up selling it.
So you sold it within the last 3 weeks?
No, sir. I see. This is what happened though. It was about the day before or 2 days before she called the police and before I got served.
Oh, hang on, let me make sure I'm not making a mistake. I thought that video we were watching was from like March 7th. Did I read the little date
My
in the corner
birthday.
wrong?
I'm not sure, but ever since I've been served, I have not been at that house, and that's when
No, hang on, because that March 7th would have been before you were served. So was that video that we watched together about 3 weeks ago?
I believe so, but it was before I was served, most definitely.
Right. Yeah, we all agree about that. That you were not served until later.
Right.
So
He was trying to
what
say it was
happened to
very
the
old
gun
stuff.
from that video?
I end up selling it because I needed, like, all of my items that I have washers and dryers, TVs, countless electronics, countless things that's worth valuable money. And I was out here on the street with nowhere to go, with all my food gone, with no way to access my food. So I had to sell my items to salvage it. So I've been living pillar to post right now. I had to get rid of it.
He's full of metaphors, man. Pillar to post.
I also like that he's an owner of washers and dryers
and countless electronics of countless value.
Yes.
It's not like he wants everything out of the house there is. The TVs,
I
the
hope
youngin's bed.
I hope that this food that he speaks of that she's holding hostage as well, that she hasn't touched any of it. It's still good years later.
I hope so. And hopefully the EBT card does turn up soon.
Okay. And so who'd you sell it to?
I sold it to a friend of mine.
I don't know. Just a guy on the
Okay. Who is that?
My friend, his name is Jerry.
Jerry. Uh-huh.
Come on,
friend,
man. My friend
Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. That's his name, Jerry.
Jerry.
Friend of mine.
Good fella. I love him. Jerry.
Go way back.
Salt of the earth. Legally sold to Jerry.
Jerry.
I don't really know his last name like that, but I just sold it to him for, I think it was about $800 or something like that.
Living pillar to post, Creed, but can't remember how much he made off selling his pew pew to it.
He made it sound
Jerry.
like even if somebody just handed him $5, that would basically change his life at that point, because things were so down. But can't remember.
Something like $800. Jerry.
Doesn't, of course, know his last name either.
Oh, we don't deal in last names here, Creed.
Yeah. All right. I don't see anyone else in the waiting room, so I don't believe you have any other witnesses that you intended to call. Is that correct?
I mean, I could get my mother on. I could get my mother on the call, but honestly, when it comes down to the firearms and stuff, like it is legal. The one that I did have, it was legal in my name to be able to carry that firearm, and I wasn't doing any illegal act with it. I wasn't doing any threatening measure with it or anything, because the video says it all. And had I been served before that, you would have never seen me even attempt to go get it or anything like that. It just so happened that I had got it before that the serve thing was apart and invalid, because I didn't even know how the TPO thing worked. I have never been in this type of situation. Like,
well, that ain't anything.
He's at Mama's house.
I'll tell you that right now. You were given what you were supposed to be given based on the documents that were filed with the court. And that's the extent of their obligation. Their job is not to explain it to you, because then they would be giving you legal advice, and that would make them your lawyer, which the sheriff is not.
No, but he told me a fair amount of things of what I could do or what I couldn't do. So I totally obliged by that. I went by, did everything that he said for me to do. I don't have anything on me or available to me because of the rights of the order. I try to do everything right, because I know when it came down to this situation that I had to be straight up and honest. I can't come in this situation lying, trying to pull blankets and sheets over people's eyes, because at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And honestly, listen,
metaphors out the ass. Pull blankets over people's eyes or sheets, your choice, Your Honor. The truth is the truth. The truth shall set you free.
Only thing he hasn't says, don't rush me.
Don't rush me. I'm in court today.
This dude, if he really wanted to, I think he could have a successful merch shop with his quotes.
He's got a million slogans, man. A million slogans. And I respect that. I respect that. Oh, look at there. Looky there.
Good to see it. By the way, I'm not Jared.
Yeah, you're not Jerry. One of our awesome YouTube brothers out here that's allowing us to use their incredible videos each and every day. Without them, we'd be nothing. We'd be out here like Jerry trying to buy used handguns.
Undercover. Love it. Thank you, Flush.
Entire situation, it really arose from me and her having our differences about another female calling her phone, and she ended up trying to entertain her, and by her doing that, she came at me with all the aggression, with all of the testosterone and smoking stuff.
She's got testosterone? She's coming at him with testosterone.
He's pulling it all out.
I was gonna say I'd like for her to scratch my back with them fingernails, but she's got a lot of testosterone.
Seriously, does it not look like Bigfoot's trying to get away in her living room there? He's like, he's just walking.
It does look like Bigfoot. Yeah, I see him. He's just caught on the act.
And me being the person I am, I'm like, I'm not gonna entertain it, because I know you call the police, and if I entertain it and I do something or respond in an inappropriate type of way, they're gonna lock me up. So that's just what it is. And it's not the fact that she's threatening for her life. I've been there with her and her son for 2.5 years. We stayed together. We traveled together. We did a lot of things together. So it's not what she's claiming that it is. It's just that, women get into, a bitter state of mind where they try to do certain things, and then put it like this. She was aware that she had to evict me, right? So her way to get beyond and beside the eviction process was to put out this TPO, which definitely made the eviction process.
Right. Well, you've made that argument earlier, so I think at this point we're covering ground we've already covered. So here's what I can say as it relates to this case. Some of the things that you're saying reveal a certain understanding of the system, and then sometimes those understandings go into areas that are incomplete or incorrect. She doesn't have to be afraid for her life to justify the issuance of a protective order. The questions that I'm tasked with answering in this hearing are, do I have jurisdiction over the case? Yes, you two lived together in DeKalb County at the time this was filed. Have there been acts of family violence committed, and might this order make those acts less likely to reoccur in the future? Now, by your own statement, you have tacitly admitted that some of these things occurred. You just say that they are older and not present, and that this is all a pretext to evict you from the property. But what it leaves out of this is the admission that those things have occurred. Now, she has presented a number of photographs, many of which you've taken issue with the nature of the damage that is displayed in the photographs. And even beyond that, she testified to acts of physical violence, of being struck, that have happened over the course of this time period. And what I will say is that even if those acts are old, the likelihood of those acts reoccurring in a situation where the two of you share the same space and a relationship has failed goes through the roof. And so the risk is absolutely there. And so it is more than sufficient in a civil proceeding, which is where we are right now, for the issuance of this order. And so that's what I'm going to do. It will be a 12-month order that automatically expires March 27th, 2024. Ms. Sturridge, if anything should happen that you need to file to make this order permanent, understand that there is a process for that. It starts with the filing of a motion, the service of that motion on him, and a hearing before the court. And all of those things theoretically should happen prior to the order expiring in March 27th, 2024.
Well, Creed, I believe that says it all. He's allowing the TPO. Jerry cannot give him that pew-pew back because he's not allowed to have any for the next year at least.
Little demon over here. Guys, what a crazy ass day today has been, and it'll continue later with Wild Woman Wednesday. I'm wondering what this little demon child here has done, but
she's probably like 27 years old.
She probably is.
She seems like a nice girl.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't forget 405 Wild Woman Wednesday. Some insanity coming your way
Lisa,
very soon. Oh,
good to see you,
Lisa. Glad you're here.
TPO was granted.
Yeah, and for all the people say, I didn't hear what he said. Did he get it? Yes, they got it. She got hers. Just like these fine people you see scrolling down below us.
Yeah, Leather and Lashes. I'm pretty sure that she is possessed.
Young Leather and Lashes.
That's a young Leather and Lashes at the Lansing City Jail. Thank you guys so much. The Hump Day Blues Express. I like that. Flusha, thank you so much. Gary, Flusha again, Leather and Lashes, Toy Mom, Flusha the Giver. Charlesy Podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe. Now, Georgia Peach, icy cold, Flusha again. The chat that killed me out. The chat that called me out for this video.
We didn't watch it.
Carol, Flusha, a.k.a. Jared, thank you guys so much. And never forget, you changed your name. That's too bad, Carp. It's forever Carp now, bud.
Carp, it's a long story.
Long story, Carp.
But it's a good one. We appreciate you guys. If you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe. If you're old, you've been here forever, you should already know those things. Why am I telling you? We'll be back in just about 2 hours. Set your reminders. Bye. Once before.